25k altcoin challenge. In this video we will reveal our 25k altcoin portfolio, break down all of our holdings right now, and give all the plans for the future of this challenge. Let's get started. Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to a new video on Pongo BTC. Today we're gonna start off the 25k altcoin portfolio challenge. In this challenge we're trying to grow the 25k into as much as possible using mainly altcoins. In this challenge we're going into most of the hypes that are going on. We're gonna do some momentum trading, which means that we won't always pick the most fundamentally solid altcoins, but we mainly pick the coins that are really hyped right now. That means that we might go in and out of positions very quickly. Maybe we hold an altcoin for only a week, only to jump to another altcoin because of some news that is spreading around or some hype that is going around. So that's the main goal of the 25k portfolio challenge. Why am I starting this challenge? Well, there are mainly two reasons. The first reason being the recent price action on Bitcoin. What we have seen is that we have reached a new all-time high at the end of October. And for the rest, we have remained pretty range bound between all of the prior tops that we have seen here. So here we have 4 tops. I drew 4 lines right here to the right. And what we see is that we are really struggling to get out of this range and break out to the upside. We only did it once, and after that we got rejected and we went down into this region, and we're stuck there for now. What does that mean? Well, mostly when Bitcoin is range bound, this is very good for the alts. What we see here is that from this moment, the 20th of October, we have been range bound between these two ranges. And as long as we stay range bound, this is very good for altcoins. And this is something that we have seen. How can we identify this? Well, mostly by looking at the Ethereum Bitcoin ratio. Altcoins weren't doing as well in September, and then until around the 20th of October, when we started to go range bound, the Ethereum Bitcoin ratio shot up. That means this is good for Ethereum, and what we have said on the channel is that when Ethereum is doing well, Ethereum is the mother of all altcoins, the rest is also doing well. This is something that we have seen because Ethereum is right now at an all-time high and kind of in price discovery, and I think this will remain at least until this range is not broken out of. I do expect that Bitcoin will break out of here in the future and will leave a lot of altcoins in the dust. What we will do with the challenge, I will update it for you guys. Maybe for a very short period we move everything to Bitcoin, because that is the momentum trade from that point. But I want to keep this challenge mostly around altcoins. So we will see what we will do when that time arrives. But for now, since we are range bound, we are looking into alts. Alright, now we know the rationale behind this altcoin challenge. So how are we gonna approach this challenge? How are we gonna make some profit? Well, we do this by analyzing what is happening right now and jumping into hype coins that are going on right now. And let me tell you how I'm going to start off this portfolio and how I'm going to diversify it. For this, let's open a whiteboard and let's draw down what we right now have. But right now we have $25k, and this has to be diversified over several different altcoins. So we have been looking at several trends. And what are the trends right now? Well, one trend that we see is gaming and the metaverse. The trend that we have seen before were really around NFTs. Everyone was jumping into these NFTs and it was very hyped. That hype has kind of gone down. However, the gaming NFTs and the gaming coins have been doing very, very well. Definitely after the announcement of Facebook, where they rebranded to Meta, People are really not looking at Facebook, but at other metaverse tokens where they can invest in. And a lot of these projects are rolling out and hyping up. So this is a trend that we see. The second trend that we see are the Polkadot parachains auctions. So the Polkadot parachain auctions are going on right now. Some of them have already finished, but in November another auction will occur where a lot of these Polkadot projects will try to accumulate funds, where they have to stake DOT, which will pretty much will rise the price of DOT, which we have seen over the last couple of days already, but also projects on the DOT ecosystem. And then lastly, we see that Solana is doing very, very well, which means that all of the altcoins and all of the projects on Solana are also doing pretty well. What I have noticed is that the Solana ecosystem isn't that large yet. If we go to Solana, where we see it right here, and we go to the ecosystem, we see some projects that are not directly on Solana, so they're not limited to Solana, like Chainlink and the Graph. And when we really go into the projects on Solana, not a lot of them are in the top 100, which is kind of amazing because Solana itself is in the top 5 right now. And today it even was at the number 4 position. So what is happening to all of these altcoins? Well, I see that the usability of these projects is becoming better and better, but there is still some barrier because sometimes you have to use another wallet, not MetaMask, what a lot of people are using these days, and a lot of these altcoins are not listed on the major exchanges. So I think there is a lot of things to gain here. When Solana is rallying, a lot of the altcoin projects, which we see right here, are also rallying together with Solana, and they have a lot of more room for growth. So what we are looking into is the Solana ecosystem. How are we going to divide this 25k? Right now, I think the gaming / metaverse tokens have rallied a lot already, so I'm gonna keep this on the side, do a lot more research, and go and see whether I can invest into some of them like Illuvium when they have cooled down a bit. The DOT parachain auction, I think, is one of the best trends of these days because it's so recent. I think the new auction is starting on November 11th. Which is only in a few days. So, and we already see the DOT price rallying, and I think that will continue at least until the 11th of November. So we allocate 10k to the DOT ecosystem. Then the Solana ecosystem is also rallying, and what we want to do is put 10k into Sol, but also into its ecosystem. So initially we will put 10k into Sol, and when we find solid projects, solid small cap projects, we will use this Sol to buy these projects. And then we have 5k left, which we will use for other altcoins. So it's not really defined what we use them for here. Again, we will go on into momentum trading, but it's not really based on a certain hype, and I do want to leave some funds for these tokens. It could be that this 5k eventually goes to gaming and metaverse tokens because we find something new, we find something exciting, and we put it there. And of course, this isn't set in stone because when the DOT parachain auction is done, maybe we will move some of these funds out of the DOT ecosystem and into some of these other hypes. But this is the initial allocation of our money. All right, so here we see the current allocation of our holdings. So as we said, our first 10k went into Sol ecosystem tokens. That can be Sol itself, but it can also be smaller caps in the Sol ecosystem. And the first small cap that we chose is Aldrin and their native RIN token. What we did is we put this into a pool on RIN, and RIN is really a DEX on Solana. It's very small still. It has around let me check for sure, a $40 million market cap, which is still very small, and their product is very solid. I'll go into more detail in a bit about this. For the rest, we have its counterpart. So we are in a RIN / Sol pool. So we need to have yeah, an equal amount of tokens in this pool. And for the rest, we just have it in Sol for now. But when we find some solid projects, we will move this Sol into these micro caps or these smaller cap coins. All right, so going a bit more into detail about RIN. What we see here is the Aldrin app. And when you start it up, you get a very similar overview or a similar UI to what we know from Uniswap and PancakeSwap and all of these other kind of swaps. It works very, very smoothly, very simple. Let's say we want to swap this 0.01 Solana to RIN. We simply go to our phantom.app wallet and we see that the network fee on Solana is very, very low. We approve, and we see that almost instantly our swap actually gets executed. And also the other way around, when we want to swap it back, we do the same. And the thing is, the fees are very low, super, super competitive with Ethereum right now, and it's blazing fast. I was actually amazed while using this application. Another function of Aldrin is this rebalance feature. What you do then is you have a certain allocation, you have a certain balance, and you want to allocate it to different altcoins. But you don't want to do all the swaps yourself manually. You just want to say, hey, I want to have all of these coins. Oh, let's not do this. You can add a coin, but you can have all of these coins here, and you can swap your allocation between them. Let's say I want to get rid of all of this Sol, or maybe have 0.1 Sol left, and the rest I want to put in RIN. And I press rebalance, then my whole portfolio will swap to the right allocation. And I think this is pretty amazing and pretty unique for a DEX. I don't know a lot of applications that have this feature. Not to forget, we have a trading book on Aldrin, a decentralized trading book, which is also very cool. Normally you only have to swap, but now you can also put in limit orders, you can put stop losses, and all of these things. Pretty amazing, very cool. You have to check it out. And the main thing where we went for with RIN is because of these very, very nice pools. We are in the RIN/Sol pool. Why do we do this? I'm bullish on both RIN and Sol. And if both move up, the impermanent loss will be very low because the ratio between them didn't differ that much. What you don't want is to be in a pool where one coin goes up by a lot and the other one goes down, because then your impermanent loss goes up by a lot. If you don't know what impermanent loss is, please check out one of these informational videos. They are pretty amazing, and they will explain it very clearly to you. So about our position in Aldrin. So right now, this obviously changes. This is also something that I put into my sheet, where I have all of my allocations. This is subject to change, of course, how much exactly that we have, because we have a ratio, and this might differ. The RIN might go up, the Sol might go down, or the other way around. It depends on the price. But right now we have around 531 RIN and 13.62 Sol locked up into this pool. And we staked these tokens such that we get an APR of 373%. Well, this already is a lot, but note that here we have an APR ratio. Most DEXs advertise with an APY ratio. What is the difference, you might think? These APYs actually assume that you keep reinvesting everything that you gain from the pool, such that you can compound your gains. And this is very smart, of course, but it's not very fair to already put this into the percentage. Here they chose to go with an APR ratio. And when we go from an APR to an APY calculator, and we put in the percentage that we have right now, and we say that we compound daily, that means that we daily claim our rewards and put it into the pool again, stake it again. That means that we would have 3,800%, so 3,800% APY, which is actually insane for a pool. Definitely when both of the coins are very solid and you're very bullish on both of the coins. What we see right now is that this 373% would mean that we have like a 1% gain each day only from the pool, which is pretty cool. Here you can see you get 1.7 RIN per day for each $1,000. We have around 6.4k right now in the pool, which means this is around what we got for 1 day of staking right now. So that's pretty cool. All right, so this is the reason why we went for Aldrin. It's a very promising project. It's very low cap right now, and I think it has a lot of room for growth. And it's in the Solana ecosystem, which right now is soaring. Moving on. We go to our next allocation, which is the DOT ecosystem. And for now, I am still researching all of the projects in the DOT ecosystem. I'm eyeing quite a few. In my live streams, I can discuss a bit further about them. But I haven't yet decided which of these projects I'm going to take. And for now, I put my total 10k into the DOT token. I'm also very, very, very bullish on the DOT token. If we go look at the price action of the most recent days, this is the 4-hour chart. We see that it went up a lot already, and this is mainly because of the parachain auctions. People need this DOT to stake it, and often they stake it for around 2 years. So a lot of DOT gets locked away. So there isn't a lot of selling pressure, but there is a lot of buying pressure from people who want to join these crowd auctions. So this is pretty cool, and I think the price will start to gain a bit more. Maybe we use this to actually join some of the crowd auctions ourselves, but we will see what we will do with this DOT. But for now, 10k is allocated to DOT. We see that we removed all of our BTC. We started with 25k of BTC. This is now all gone. And our last pick is Kadena. Kadena is a very, very, very nice product. And what we see right here on this chart is that Kadena has already rallied a lot over the last couple of months. From the 17th of October till the end of October, we have rallied for around, how much is it? 250%. So everyone who gained it, bought it back then, congrats. From that, we have consolidated a bit, and we see that right now we are again in price discovery. And I think Kadena, as a smart contract platform, is solid enough to gain this momentum and at least go into the double digits into the future. Let's put on the log chart. And hopefully it can put in another rally like we have seen right here, where we maybe go to around maybe $25 is a nice target for Kadena in a bit longer term. But we will see how long we will ride this train and where we will actually get out of it. As long as we have the momentum up, I think Kadena is a good buy. All right, so that concludes our 25k total allocation. If you want to follow this live, you can check out my Twitter page. I post there all of my updates to this challenge. So what you see is what I say. I bought 5k worth of Kadena for the 25k altcoin challenge, and I put pretty nicely in these tweets what I buy and what the reasoning for it is. Now I bought it all with Bitcoin, but when I move out of a position, I will also tweet about it, of course. And also this sheet I will share with everyone in the description, so you can check it out. And if you want to ask me questions, I also have my Telegram channel in the description, so you can join our group and you can ask me questions about this allocation. All right. Then at last I want to thank you for watching this video. I will come with regular updates, and tonight we will have a live stream where you can ask me questions about these allocations, or maybe do some just suggestions about other altcoins, which are very hyped right now and we should add to our portfolio. I really appreciate all of the input, but I really want to thank you for watching this video, and let's hope we can grow this 25k to a very substantial amount, and at least by the end of the year. And let's hope that we can grow this 25k to a very substantial amount by the end of the year. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.